a lot of people are trying to make a content, and I think this is something that they can pursue as a full-time option.
So just starting the journey is a very big step in content creation. Just starting and then learning as you go. कोई हड़बड़ी है यार, ट्रेन छूट रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, आराम से करें, क्या दिक्कत है, चिल मारो यार.
Or some kind of a turning point in your journey. So how was that?
I never expected that a video of me just chatting with my Indian friend in Hindi, posting that on Instagram would make me do the podcast with you, Like, it just, that video, एक video upload किए थे Instagram में, और वो, I think in 3 or 4 days reached 1 million. Now I think it's 6 million or 7 million views.
There are a lot of parallels between Korea and India. Not many people know. There was a princess, Patna. She was married to a Korean prince 2000 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot of people know
heard about
that. Yeah,
a lot of people know now. I only knew that recently. I got to know that recently. But yeah, we have a deeper connection.
In food as well, the spice tolerance, or South Koreans eat a lot of spicy food as well.
Korean fried chicken, the best fried chicken in the world.
I would imagine people speaking in Hindi in front of you thinking that you'd not know what they're saying, right?
We're looking for headphones, right? Headphones. And I just straight away just talk to them in Hindi. Acha, headphones चाहिए आपको? अच्छा, यहाँ पे मिल जाएगा जी. And they're just bummed, bummed and shocked. And क्या देख रहे हैं, क्या सुन रहे हैं? वो शॉक हो गए. दूसरा बंदा को लेके आता है, फिर बोलता है कि he speaks Hindi, so हिंदी में बात करके देखो.
How did you thought of starting this, creating content in Hindi? क्या उसके पीछे thought था आपका?
I mean, it's a pretty long story, but since this is a podcast, मेरे में ऐसा था कि हमको हर चीज़ में मजा, इतना सारा चीज़ था. I had so many interests and so many passions and things that I want to learn.
कुछ सुनाएंगे आप?
Yeah, सुबह का टाइम है इसलिए थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो सकता है, पर let's see. अरमान मलिक का मैं रहूं या ना रहूं, मैं रहूं या ना रहूं, तुम मुझ में कहीं बाकी रहना, बस इतना ही तुम से कहना.
Welcome to Staying Indian. Staying Indian, we try to bring you a lot of stories of people who are connected to India in certain ways which are not living in India. And one such person sitting with me today, Charlie Lee. Welcome, Charlie.
Namaste. Thank you so much.
How are you, Charlie?
Great. I'm in America right now. It's in the morning, so I feel refreshed. Great.
Interestingly, how we connected was through Instagram, where I saw a lot of your videos on Bihari Hindi, right? So you create a lot of content in Bihari, and you have a South Korean background, right? So tell me about, how South Korean boy starts to speak Bihari.
Yeah, I mean, whenever whenever someone asks me where you're from, the most complicated question I need to answer. I have a very complicated background. I mean, in a good way. So I was born in the US. Parents moved to India when I was 1 year old. So basically, I almost was born in India, right? My dad had to do his PhD in public administration in Patna. Okay. And that led my family to move to Patna. And I went there when I was 1 year old. And then since then, I grew up there for 20 years. I grew up in India, Patna. And that's how I just naturally, like how everybody else learns a language as a kid, just listening to the language and speaking with the neighbors and people in school. That's how I learned Hindi. And so, it's extremely natural for me to speak in Hindi. Honestly, I feel more comfortable in speaking Hindi than in English. I talked to you about that before our podcast. Yeah, that's how I learned to speak natural Bihari.
So both of your parents are from South Korea?
Yes, both my parents, my mom and dad, they're both South Korean.
Tell me about how they moved from South Korea to US and then to India. What's their journey like?
So, I mean, I don't know how deep I could get. I don't know how much I know about my parents' history. But
Okay.
just for the context, my dad did his studies, his master's, I think, his master's in the US. And around that time, my mom was already in India doing some language program or something like that. And she was very much interested, or she fell in love in India, basically. She fell in love with the country. And my dad at that time was studying in the US. They were dating. They were in relationship, long distance relationship for 10 years actually. 10 years long distance relationship. That's a side thing. But anyways, so my mom, when she was in India doing her program, language program, something like that, she wanted my dad to come to India in her heart, right? In her heart. If my dad comes to India, she said, he's the person. He's the man. उन्हीं के साथ शादी करना है ना? That's that. And coincidentally, my dad happened to visit India because my mom never spoke to my dad to come visit India, but he was at a church in the US, and because they were doing long distance relationship, they used to, back then there was no WhatsApp, Facebook, or any of that sorts. So they recorded video cassettes, cassette tapes, cassette. Cassette tape.
VHS tapes, right?
Yeah. So they recorded that and shared, their personal lives, like how I'm living here, what's happening, updates and all that. And then after a month or so, it would reach the other country. It would take that long. And then that's how they interacted with each other. Telephone bhi अच्छे से नहीं होता था. So that's why they had video, cassette tapes. And my dad played the cassette tape in a car to a pastor there in that church. And the pastor was so moved. These two people are in so different places, but they're trying their best to keep the relationship and they love each other and all that. The pastor said to the church, we need to send this man to India. We need to do something, like raise money or something, financially help this man to go meet his girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And that's how they both came together. And then my mom decided, this is the man and we have to get married. And they got married. And because my mom had a passion for India, my dad also built a passion. He found a purpose in India. That's how they finally decided to move to India.
Can find a purpose in India. That's really
that's extremely true. Yes, it is.
Yeah. But normally on this podcast, we talk to people who are Indian, who are born in India and are living abroad. And this is a very different situation because I'm talking to you who was born outside India and he became Indian in certain ways, right? So how was the experience, being a foreigner living in Patna, which is like not that kind of a mingled society in terms of foreign residents?
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking, is this the right place for me to be? Because I didn't, I was born in India. I, look different. I'm not Indian. But yes, like you said, as you said, I basically, in my heart, I have a part that's Indian. Even though I relate more to South Korea, I think, because I look like a South Korean. My parents are South Korean. That's why I relate more. But I do have a heart inside me that's, naturally it shows that I have parts of India. And growing up in Bihar, you don't see a foreigner living there, like white-skinned. No, South Korean, it's hard to, people didn't even know where South Korea was back then when I was growing up there.
Yeah.
So they would always come up to me and say, oh, Chinky, Chinese, Japanese, where are you from? Nepal, Northeast India, we're Nagaland.
I really apologize on behalf of all those Indians. But I know this kind of racial discrimination goes on.
Yeah, no, but I don't consider this discrimination. I just think about this as curiosity and lack of information. Like there's no way that they would know where Korea is, where this guy is from, right?
Yeah.
And they're curious and they're trying to be funny. So that was stressful when I was a kid, but later I understood and it, became a part of my life. It was all fine. But yes, I got a ton of attention. Like wherever I go, just walking on the streets, it was almost like कोई सेलिब्रिटी आ गया है, मतलब सब देखता था, everyone just staring at me and not just like looking, and Indians, not, I don't want to generalize, but
Yeah.
they have a tendency to just stare if they're curious,
Stare,
like
yeah.
staring,
Yeah.
right?
They'll not say anything. They'll not, kind of greet or something. They'll just look at you
Yeah.
and try to wonder and figure out where this person is from.
Yes, and that's a very, that's a cultural difference, I think. In Korea, if you look like that, they would be offended. The other person will be like, what are you trying to, like, pick a fight on me or what? And
In a lot of countries, it's like that. So, when Indians have to go outside, they have to change this habit, that cool stare is taken negatively. But you mentioned, you were like a celebrity anywhere you go. And I would imagine people speaking in Hindi in front of you thinking that you'd not know what they're saying, right? So, ऐसा कुछ हुआ था ऐसा जिस पे आपने you replied in Hindi and they were like shocked, how come this guy knows?
ऐसा फॉर्चुनेटली मेरे पीछे कोई मेरे बारे में खराब नहीं बोला मेरे याद में. लाइक इन माई memories, no one spoke bad about me in Hindi and I interrupt them. But I work at Target. It's just a recent, because I don't remember my memory is not very good, so I don't remember too much the past. But just quite recently, like I think a few months ago, there are a lot of Indians here as well in Iowa, here in America. Yeah, everywhere there are a lot of Indians. So I work at a retail store called Target here in America.
Yeah.
It's a big retail store. I work part-time there, so I just work as a retail assistant, so helping people if they need anything, if they have questions. And there were a couple of Indian exchange students who came here, 2 or 3, and they were talking to each other in Hindi, and they were asking to me, यहाँ पे mobile, in English, like we're looking for headphones, right? Headphones. And I just straight away just talk to them in Hindi. अच्छा headphones चाहिए आपको? अच्छा यहाँ पे मिल जाएगा जी. And they're just bummed, just bummed and shocked. क्या देख रहे हैं? क्या सुन रहे हैं?
They would be like, लोग हिंदी कब से सीखना शुरू कर दिए यूएस में?
ये लोग कब से? हाँ, सही बात है. And so group of 3. बट एक आदमी अलग से आके हमसे पूछ रहा था कि ये हेडफोन कहाँ पे मिलेगा. तो हम उनको बताया कि यहाँ पे है. तो वो शॉक हो गए. दूसरा बंदा को लेके आता है, फिर बोलता है कि ही स्पीक्स हिंदी, से हिंदी में बात करके देखो. एक्सपीरियंस करवा रहा था कि फॉरेनर हिंदी बोलता है, हिंदी में बात करके देखो.
Yeah, that's really funny. But so how did you thought of starting this content creator journey and creating content in Hindi? क्या उसके पीछे thought था आपका?
I mean, it's a pretty long story, I think. But since this is a podcast, I was the type of person who didn't know what to do in life. Like, ऐसा नहीं था कि हमको किसी चीज़ में शौक नहीं है. मतलब बहुत लोगों के पास होता है कि उनको मालूम नहीं है कि हम क्या करें क्योंकि कोई चीज़ में मज़ा नहीं आता है. लेकिन मेरे में ऐसा था कि हमको हर चीज़ में मज़ा आता था. मतलब इतना सारा चीज़ था. I had so many interests and so many passions and things that I want to learn that it was just extremely difficult to me to just pick something and make it as my career. When someone asked me, तुम बड़े होके क्या बनना चाहते हो? Most difficult question for me to answer. हमको उसका कोई आंसर ही नहीं मालूम था कि क्या लोग क्यों चाहते हैं कि सिर्फ एक ही चीज़ पिक करके करना है ना? I didn't understand why do I need to pick one and dedicate my life to it. And so I was that kind of kid. But as time went by, I came to college in America. Someone in my church, I go to a church here and I do worship band, music band. आगे lead करते हैं songs वगैरह. And someone who I didn't know came the first day and he came up to me and said, you should sing professionally. Like, you are a very good singer, you have a very good voice, you have to sing professionally. And शुरू में हमको लगा कि मतलब ये ऐसे ही मतलब कॉम्प्लीमेंट दे रहे हैं ऐसे देने का, तो उतना कुछ खास हम सोचे नहीं थे. लेकिन उसके बाद उनके साथ दोस्ती हुआ I was friends with him and our friendship built. And later, so this is when I was in college, I think second year, and that conversation kind of sparked something that maybe there's a potential, there's a talent in me that I can make my voice and make money out of it professionally as well, like make it a career. बस सोच था, डिसाइड नहीं कर पा रहे. और कोरिया में हर मर्द को आर्मी जाना पड़ता है. एवरी कोरियन मैन, तंदुरुस्त मर्द को आर्मी जाके 2 ईयर 1.5 साल का सर्विस करना पड़ता है. तो थर्ड ईयर, इन आफ्टर फिनिशिंग माई थर्ड ईयर, आई हैड टू गो टू द आर्मी. सो व्हेन आई वेंट टू द आर्मी, कोरियन आर्मी में 1.5 साल, उस टाइम बहुत लंबा लगता है. मतलब when you're in the army, you just लगता है कैद है वहाँ पे, है ना, सिर्फ ट्रेनिंग चल रहा है और ट्रेनिंग के अलावा बस खाली टाइम है. और खाली टाइम में दोस्त लोग के साथ बात भी नहीं कर सकते हैं क्योंकि फ़ोन भी नहीं काम कर सकता है. अब तो फ़ोन चलता है, मेरे टाइम में भी फ़ोन था, लेकिन शुरुआत में फ़ोन भी नहीं. नो फोन, no nothing, no interaction with friends, just staying in that camp. You need to do something. And so I just started thinking about my life, what I want to do with my life. And that I couldn't get rid of that thought that I can maybe make it as a singer, maybe, but I just didn't have the courage to start. ऐसे thought में कैद होते होते I was frustrated कि हम सिर्फ सोच रहे हैं, कोई action take नहीं कर रहे हैं. I'm just thinking, overthinking कि ये हो पाएगा कि नहीं, हमसे होगा नहीं होगा, ये करेंगे तो लाइफ टाइम करना पड़ेगा कि क्या होगा, फिर पैसा नहीं कमा पाएंगे तो क्या होगा, I'll be lost with job, no job, I'll be 40 and I have no job, doing part-time work here, what will be my reputation, what will my parents think, what will my friends think, all that overthinking, all that, stress. I was frustrated and said, हमको अब नहीं मालूम भाई, तुम बहुत ज़्यादा सोचते हो, कुछ स्टार्ट करो, मतलब अभी नहीं तो कब, कुछ स्टार्ट करना ज़रूरी है. I couldn't think of anything else, like कुछ और जगह इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ पा रहा था उस वक्त. उनको लगा कि नहीं, म्यूजिक में हमको इंटरेस्ट है, भले ही आई डोंट हैव प्रोफेशनल एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ म्यूजिक, बट आई नीड टू डू समथिंग. एंड आई स्टार्टेड राइटिंग डाउन व्हाट इज माय नीश, लाइक व्हाट इज माय यूनिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक दैट where I could find my value the most. Where am I most valuable? I started writing down my prose, what am I strong at? So language. Hindi was the first thing. But not many Koreans speak Hindi like me, especially like me, especially like a Bihari. ऐसा कोई नहीं होगा. वो है, आजकल काफ़ी है, लेकिन मेरे जैसा नहीं है हमको लगता है. I don't want to sound proudy, but इस कारण से ये मेरे लिए बहुत ही यूनिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक था कि हाँ, ये मेरे जैसा कोई नहीं कर सकता. अब मालूम नहीं इसके साथ हम क्या कर सकते हैं, मगर ये एक है, ठीक है. आई लाइक टॉकिंग, आई लाइक कम्युनिकेटिंग विद पीपल, आई लाइक टू टेल माई स्टोरीज, ठीक है, बढ़िया है. आई लाइक सिंगिंग. चलो, तो इसको लेके कैसे कंबाइन किया जाए. और आज के ज़माने में जो यूट्यूब, इंस्टाग्राम और कंटेंट क्रिएशन का जो फील्ड है, सोशल नेटवर्क, दिस आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल कि आज के ज़माने में हम पैदा हुए हैं, बिकॉज देयर इज टन्स ऑफ थिंग्स टू डू ऑन द इंटरनेट, right? Even if you're not in India. And so I utilized that. I thought, ठीक है, YouTube, लगता है YouTube में हम कुछ कर सकते हैं, मतलब मालूम नहीं अच्छा कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, लेकिन कर सकते हैं. I'm interested. And so I just started searching YouTube, like who are, good. I actually bought a book. I think I sold it. I'm moving to South Korea next month, so I'm reorganizing everything. So I sold the book. But there's a book on YouTube, like YouTube creators. तो वो book खरीदे और उस पे देख रहे थे, and I found Casey Neistat, a YouTuber named Casey Neistat, and searched him on YouTube. And he was already super big, already super popular. Anyone who's interested in filmmaking probably knows his name, Casey Neistat. Back in 2018, I think, he did daily vlogging, like making videos every day for almost 2.5 to 3 years. And that made him super big on the internet. And I loved his concept. I loved the way he made his daily casual life and turned it into meaningful stories and fun videos, right? तो वो concept मेरे mind में struck किया कि okay, ठीक है, I love the journey of music, I love music, I want to share this journey, make this a storytelling, kind of a storytelling, make this journey fun and entertaining and put it out on the internet. That concept remained till this day. वो concept मेरे mind में strike किया और उसके बाद से आज के दिन तक वही कर रहे हैं. मतलब trying to tell my story, trying to show my journey of becoming a musician, professional musician, जो कि I don't think I am right now. I just started learning singing and all. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So that's how I started YouTube.
I think Charlie, it's going pretty well, right? आपको बहुत मैंने YouTube comments देखे, आपके इस पे likes देखे, बहुत अच्छा response मिल रहा है दोनों Instagram, YouTube और काफी platforms पे।
आजकल काफ़ी अटेंशन मिल रहा है, मतलब थैंकफुल फॉर दैट, ग्रेटफुल, और काफ़ी लोग मुझे सपोर्ट दे रहे हैं, प्यार दे रहे हैं। इसके लिए आई एम गेटिंग मोर देन आई डिजर्व, इट फील्स लाइक, क्योंकि बहुत अर्ली स्टेज है। मतलब शुरू किए हुए 1.5 साल हुआ है, 1.5 साल, पिछले साल फरवरी में स्टार्ट किए थे, तो अभी ज़्यादा दिन हुआ नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी लोग इतना अटेंशन दे रहे हैं। आई एम ग्रेटफुल फॉर दैट। आई वाज थिंकिंग 5-10 years।
नहीं, आजकल काफ़ी जैसे आपने कहा ड्यू टू इंटरनेट एवरीथिंग स्केल्स अप एक्सपोनेंशियली, सो दैट्स अ वेरी हम्बल रिस्पॉन्स। एंड आपने सिंगिंग की बात की, सो यू सिंग प्राइमरली इन हिंदी सॉन्ग्स एज वेल?
Yeah, I'm singing Hindi songs because the primary reason why I'm singing in Hindi is because I'm just trying to put myself in a position where I'm most valuable, right? शुरुआत में कहाँ पे अपने आप को पोजीशन किया जाए ताकि सबसे वैल्यू मिले, सबसे ज़्यादा मेरा वैल्यू शाइन करे। That's why I'm singing in Hindi. It's not, there's no like particular reason that I want to sing. I'm not thinking of this as a long term, like हिंदी में ही हमेशा के लिए नहीं गाना है। I also want to sing in English. I also want to sing in Korean, but starting place in Hindi.
Okay, nice. कुछ सुनाएंगे आप?
Yeah.
लेटेस्ट कौन सा?
लेटेस्ट तो कवर सॉन्ग एक अपलोड किया था अपने यूट्यूब पर, अरमान मलिक का। और सुबह का टाइम है इसलिए थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो सकता है, पर लेट्स सिंग अरमान मलिक का मैं रहूं या ना रहूं। मैं रहूं या ना रहूं, तुम मुझ में कहीं बाकी रहना, बस इतना ही तुम से कहना, बस इतना ही तुम से कहना। Yeah, this much. Yeah.
Wow, nice. Thank you.
Yeah. लो पिच में गाए, लेकिन
Definitely, and I think जिस हिसाब से आपके मैंने देखे हैं वीडियोस, I think you have a bright future. So congrats and good luck.
thank you so much. और actually, I mean, I don't think I have yet shown my full potential as a filmmaker or as a storyteller, as a singer. I'm still developing, and the attention that I'm getting right now, I don't think it's for the work I'm doing. It's more for who I am, like a South Korean speaking in Hindi. That's just interesting.
So it's a novelty right now, and it would basically transform you into, let's say, a professional singer or a filmmaker at later stage.
Yeah, so I'm still in the journey. I'm just trying to stay, tell myself all the time that the interest that I'm getting, it's not for, you know what I mean? Like, it's not for the skill or the talent that I have.
आपने बताया, you told me that you're moving to South Korea. So how is that happening?
I'm South Korean. I always wanted to live in South Korea, but I never got a chance because my parents were in India. I grew up in India. I spent 20 years, और उस दौरान कभी कोरिया में visit करने का बीच में chance मिला. I got to visit South Korea, but I never got to live there. So after graduating class 12, I came straight away to America to do my college degree. And that never gave me the break or the opportunity for me to explore Korea. And even though I met Korean friends here in America, I have some Korean friends in group, but I always wanted to find myself, like find my identity and see if I fit into this Korean culture, Korean work culture and Korean environment. That's the primary reason why I want to go to Korea at this age of time, because अभी नहीं तो कब यार, ज़्यादा बुढ़ा जाएंगे तो फिर दिक्कत हो जाएगा, इसलिए जवानी में ही जाके कुछ करना चाहते हैं. That's first reason. But second reason is like you said, my YouTube is doing pretty well. People are giving me much interest and love. Right now, K-pop and K-drama is quite in a boom stage. Like, people love, especially people in India are loving K-pop, which I never imagined to be before, because when I was in school, no one know, but like I said, no one even know. They said कोरिया इंडिया में पड़ता है क्या, मतलब इस तरह से. No one even know about Korea. The only song that hit was Gangnam Style in 2015 or 14. That was the only song that they knew. So I was like, oh no, I don't think K-pop will make it in India, because India has such a strong color, like Bollywood singing style, that's so strong that I don't think Korean or any other country's song will reach India because they already have such a, strong hold of the style. But it happened, and Korea is making quite a good progress and, representation in India as well.
Yeah.
So I think that plays a big part in me getting known and getting recognized in India with my content as well, because Korean, K-drama wala Korean, K-pop wala ye Korean, Hindi बोल रहा है अपने तरह, तो that just opens the eye. And so Korea जाके जब Korea से related, when I go to Korea, make Korean related contents, that would help Indian people as well to know more about Korea, because it's it's rising right now. Everyone's interested in Korea, and so someone like me who can introduce Korea to other people and do make contents there, that will be a very interesting and entertaining experience. So that's content wise भी बहुत अच्छा opportunity.
Like, definitely, and there are a lot of parallels between Korea and India. Not many people know there was a princess, Patna. She was married to a Korean prince 2000 years ago.
Yeah,
A lot of people
I've
know
heard about
that. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people know now. I only knew that recently. I got to know that recently. But yeah, we have a deeper connection than we think.
Especially, you can see that in food as well. The spice tolerance, or South Koreans eat a lot of spicy food as well.
A lot.
Korean fried chicken is one of my favorite these days.
Have you tried that?
Yeah.
Kahan pe? Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Yeah.
Wow, Korean fried chicken, best fried chicken in the world.
I agree. So, आपका इंडिया जाना होता है अभी?
एक्चुअली मतलब पेरेंट्स या दोस्त से मिलने के लिए जाते हैं इंडिया कभी कभार, साल में एक बार, 2 साल में एक बार, लेकिन ऐसे रेगुलर बेसिस में, क्योंकि आई ऑल्सो लिव्ड इन इंडिया ऑन वीजा. लाइक आई वाज़न्ट अ सिटीजन, सो या आई डोंट हैव citizenship in India, even though I spent 20 years. They don't allow multiple citizenships, so I need to go have a visa to go there. I can't just आज घूमने जाते हैं ऐसे करके जाना मुश्किल है, इसलिए हाँ मतलब कुछ कारण होता है, साल 2 साल में एक बार तो जाते हैं. तो विजिट किए थे रिसेंटली. आई विजिटेड इंडिया टू मीट माई पेरेंट्स. देयर वाज अ मैरिज सेरेमनी. someone my parents friend's son was getting married, so I had to go to India. So recently, just in May, last month I went to India. And so occasionally I go visit, but now because I'm getting all these tractions and I have a reason why I would go to India now, work wise, content wise, meeting, greeting people. In the future, in the coming months, I think coming months or years, I think I have more chances visiting India pretty often.
You said that visiting India last month in May was some kind of a turning point in your journey. So how was that?
I never expected that a video of me just chatting with my Indian friend in Hindi, posting that on Instagram would make me do the podcast with you, like it just, that video, एक वीडियो अपलोड किए थे Instagram में, और वो I think in 3 or 4 days reached 1 million. Now I think it's 6 million or 7 million views. So that video got viral, and from then on just blew away everything.
Yeah. So you're featured in a lot of different news medias.
Yes, I was featured in Brute India. They were the first ones to reach out to me actually, and I didn't know it was such a big deal. I mean, even when my video reached 1 million views, I was like, okay, this is quite a lot of views. ठीक है, एक वीडियो वायरल गया है, बढ़िया है, अच्छा है. I wasn't expecting news media to reach out to me and do interviews. Like, I thought, okay, this is good. I didn't know that this was such a big deal, right? Just someone going viral on internet. I didn't know that this was a big deal until news media people and other people wanted to collaborate and do interviews with me. And that's a humbling experience. That's a humbling.
I think importantly, a lot of people are trying to make a content, and I think this is something that they can pursue as a full-time option. But in your case, you have different ambitions and dreams, and that is something good. Because at a certain point, only certain people can peek up into this format of content. Charlie, we were talking about a lot of new age digital creators, trying to do what you are doing, in that pursuit of getting a lot of attention and our content. So can you share your experience, how your journey was
So I get a lot of questions from people who are interested in making content, and how also in other news media, like people have asked how to go viral, like how did you make it on the internet, or how can you get so much views and all that. And I don't know the recipe for all that, and I honestly don't have those topics in mind, like how can I make something viral. That's not the thought process, or that's not the subject that I have in mind. But the thing that I have in mind is what is most interesting to me and what can benefit the audience the most, right? It's either entertainment or education, like कोई ना कोई कुछ benefit हो तभी लोग आके देखेंगे। या तो मस्ती होना चाहिए, मजा आना चाहिए देखने में, या फिर कुछ सीखने मिलना चाहिए, नहीं तो बेचारे लोग अपना टाइम बर्बाद करके दूसरे का वीडियो क्यों देखेंगे। तो that's the main thing that I try to weave into my content, and I'm still learning, still struggling, but that's the first thing that I think as a creator I should अपने बारे में अगर कहे तो, because I don't think I'm in a position to give advice to people. It's just I'm just starting out, and I'm fortunate enough to get so much traction because I'm South Korean. People would think तुम तो South Korean हो, हिंदी बोलते हो, तुम्हारे पास तो अपने आप आ जाएगा सब views. लेकिन ऐसा है, I'm grateful, but at the same time अगर कंटेंट बकवास हो तो लोग इतना नहीं देखना चाहेंगे, है ना?
कुछ वैल्यू होना चाहिए, I mean.
कुछ वैल्यू होना चाहिए, सही बात है। तो दैट फर्स्ट थिंग, एंड देन अदर थिंग है कि स्टार्ट करना चाहिए। मतलब हम जब शुरू में सोचे थे, आई डिस्कस टॉक टू यू अबाउट हाउ आई गॉट इनटू कंटेंट क्रिएशन, हाउ इट लेड मी टू कंटेंट क्रिएशन, आई मेट केसी नाइस्टैट्स वीडियो एंड ऑल दैट। लेकिन जब द मोमेंट आई थॉट कि हाँ हमको यूट्यूब करना चाहिए, उसके बाद द मोमेंट आई एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड मेकिंग वीडियोज एंड पुटिंग आउट, 1.5 साल बीत गया था सिर्फ सोचते ही रह गया। मतलब 1.5 साल तक हम कुछ भी नहीं किए, सिर्फ सोचे कि अच्छा करना है, लेकिन डर था अंदर में कि करेंगे तो लोग क्या सोचेंगे, मतलब पेरेंट्स क्या सोचेंगे या फिर दोस्त क्या सोचेंगे। आई बी embarrassed because first video is not going to be good, it will suck and people will say things about me, and that troubled me a lot. लेकिन 1.5 साल के बाद जब पहला वीडियो बस निकालना है, उसके बाद मालूम चलता है कि people don't actually care that much, उतना भाव नहीं मिलेगा, है ना? People don't even care what you do. So just starting the journey is a very big step in content creation, just starting and then learning as you go. So I just want to share those two things: start and develop your skill to give some value to the people.
And I think the point you said, starting the journey, that applies to any field. हम ये करेंगे and having big ideas is no value unless there is execution behind it.
Yes, that's very very true. और मेरे में ये बहुत बड़ा lacking था, कमी, कि हम सोचते ज़्यादा थे, कुछ करते नहीं थे। और एक भैया, that भैया who said you should make singing your voice as a career, he went straight on to me, like almost हमको insult feel हुआ, बुरा भी लगने लगा था एक मौका पे। लेकिन he was like, तुम सोचते हो, सिर्फ बोलते हो, कुछ करते नहीं हो, है ना? And that like दिल पे आके चोट लग गया था। और लोग जब सच्चाई कहते हैं ना, तो कभी अच्छा नहीं लगता है। किसी को भी कितना भी बड़ा दिल हो, कभी अच्छा नहीं लगेगा। कोई आपके बारे में स्ट्रेट आपका वीकनेस पॉइंट करे तो अच्छा नहीं लगेगा। लेकिन you have to accept and admit and try to do something about it.
So I think ये सोचने और ना करने का जो आपका वो है कैरेक्टर, कहीं 20 साल इंडिया में रहने से नहीं आया।
हो सकता है। बस कर रहे हैं, बस आ रहे हैं, पहुंच रहे हैं, बस 5 मिनट में आ रहे हैं, बस कर लेंगे, हो जाएगा। हाँ, फिर 50 दिन के लिए।
Exactly. हाँ। तो कुछ तो असर पड़ा होगा, राइट? आपका अपब्रिंगिंग पूरा इंडिया में रहा है, सो कुछ तो kind of in your values, in your habits, कुछ तो डिफरेंस आपको लगता होगा कि this is due to my time in India.
एक्चुअली इस चीज़ के बारे में इतना गहराई से सोचे नहीं थे, लेकिन now that you bring up the topic, unconsciously ऐसा असर पड़ा हो सकता है। क्योंकि इंडियन और कोरियन वर्किंग कल्चर में एक बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस ये है कि इंडिया में, अगेन नॉट टू जनरलाइज, द थिंग्स दैट आई हैव सीन, काफ़ी चिल है, मतलब काफी आराम से काम कर, कोई चीज हो तो कोई हड़बड़ी, क्या हड़बड़ी है यार, ट्रेन छूट रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, आराम से करेंगे, क्या दिक्कत है, चिल मारो यार, मतलब इस टाइप से। कहीं भी इवन गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स एंड इवन ऑफिशियल जॉब्स, इवन बिजनेसेस, लाइक कब हो रहा है, आ रहे हैं। एक एसी ठीक करने में 50 दिन लग जाएगा, वो एसी ठीक करने में, मीन्स वेरी स्लो। एंड देयर्स, इट्स नॉट, आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट इट्स जस्ट अ बैड थिंग, pros and cons है। I think it's a good thing for the workers, like it relieves the stress and makes working a bit more fun. लेकिन कुछ ज़्यादा ही लेट बैक होने से कोई काम हो नहीं पाता है, मतलब कोई आगे नहीं बढ़ पाता है, कोई कुछ ज़्यादा ही धीरे होने से, है ना? तो ये थोड़ा सा बैलेंस होना चाहिए, बैलेंस।
एंड मेरे को ऐसा लगता है इंडिया में भी इतना बड़ा कंट्री है, इतने कल्चर्स हैं, और ये लेट बैक एटीट्यूड अलग अलग स्टेट्स में वेरी करता है। जिस पार्ट में आप रहे हो, आई थिंक उस पार्ट में भर के है
थोड़ा ज़्यादा बिहार में आई थिंक बिहार में थोड़ा ज़्यादा है, क्योंकि क्या करेंगे, मतलब गांव है और काफ़ी ज़्यादा गांव है, अंडर डेवलप्ड है, तो लोगों के पास उतना हड़बड़ी की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है। एंड दे डोंट नीड टू हरी, जस्ट लाइफ इज लाइफ, जैसे जा रहा है वैसे, इट्स जस्ट फ्लोइंग, वन डे वी आर बोर्न, वन डे वी डाई, इट्स जस्ट फ्लोइंग, है ना? तो but it's changing now because so many developments and businesses growing in India, Bihar, it's changing.
And now it's Korean work culture. So I've been to like so many countries. I've never been to Korea. That's one of my things to do.
Yeah, you should visit.
Someday.
I'm going to South Korea next month. If you ever visit Korea, just let me know.
Definitely.
स्वागत है। Korean working culture is like they almost treat workers like robots. Like you have to just put your head down and work. I talked about this in one of the other live shows. You see the country's working culture when you reach the airport. Like airport पे कैसे काम चलता है, airport पे क्या है, वो देख के country का थोड़ा सा अंदाज मिलता है कि हाँ यहाँ पे लोग इस तरह से काम करते हैं। तो कोरिया में when you go to airport, it's very fast. Like there's almost I've rarely seen a line of people waiting to get their immigration done. It's just just stamp. सिर्फ काम जो काम का है, काम करना है बस, पास। इंडिया में है कि जाएंगे पहुंचेंगे तो पहले बातचीत भी थोड़ा सा करेंगे, मेरे साथ भी बातचीत करेंगे, लेकिन बगल वाले ऑफिसर के साथ भी बातचीत करेंगे, क्या कल कैसा था, खाना खा लिए, ये वो, भाभी जी कैसी हैं, ये सब चाय नाश्ता होगा, इसके बाद क्या कर रहे हैं, ये वो, पूरा मतलब आराम से, और स्टैम्प भी मार रहे हैं। तो मतलब काम के अलावा भी बहुत सारा स्मॉल टॉक्स वगैरह चलता है, इस कारण से थोड़ा सा डिले भी हो जाता है। तो या लाइक दैट्स अ बिग डिफरेंस दैट आई फाउंड। बट दिस टाइम व्हेन आई वेंट टू इंडिया लास्ट मंथ, आई वाज शॉक्ड दैट एयरपोर्ट में इतना जल्दी कैसे काम हो रहा है। मतलब in 3 years I think it changed a lot. In 3 years, 5 years, it changed a lot, and बहुत फास्ट हो गया इंडिया, बहुत फास्ट।
And it's changing at a speed that we can only imagine, because मैंने जितनी reports जो study किया है, India is going to change super fast. It is going to blow up in coming decade.
I mean, I don't know if it's like उसके साथ साथ जितना जल्दी डेवलप हो, उसके साथ साथ उसके आधार पे जो स्ट्रेस और दिक्कत होगा वो भी साथ में आ सकता है।
Both are pros and cons हर चीज के होते हैं। So
yes.
You were mentioning Korean work culture. Why it's so robotic and focused?
को लगता है, मतलब हमको नहीं लगता है काफ़ी, मतलब ये चीज़ I'm probably not the most credible person to rely on, but Korea has a history like India also. Korea had a colonial history. जापान का कब्जे में था, जापान के कब्जे में, और उस ज़माने में जो मूवमेंट्स स्टार्ट हुई थी, ग्रामीण like farmers movements and things like that. The main motive of the movements was, अब हम लोग को आज़ादी चाहिए, we need to work the hell out of it, like we need to work hard, मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, काम करनी पड़ेगी अपने आज़ादी के लिए। और वो जो कल्चर माइंडसेट है कि अपने देश को खड़ा करने के लिए हम लोग को मेहनत करना ज़रूरी है, वो अभी तक हमको लगता है बचा हुआ है। और वो जो अंदर में सर्वाइवल इंस्टिंक्ट, राइट? कोरिया बहुत छोटा कंट्री है, एंड आई नो दैट कोरिया में खुद का रिसोर्स बहुत कम जनरेट होती है। इट्स वेरी मच डिपेंडेंट ऑन एक्सपोर्ट्स, लाइक बाहर के रिसोर्सेज पे बहुत ज़्यादा डिपेंडेंट है। तो इस कारण से अगर कोरिया मेहनत नहीं करे, मतलब सर्वाइव करने के लिए डेली मेहनत नहीं करे, तो लोगों के दिमाग में है कि हम लोग अगर मेहनत नहीं करेंगे, दूसरा देश आके हम लोग खा ले, कब्जा हो जाए। तो मे बी दैट्स अ स्ट्रॉन्ग कल्चरल हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड that Koreans have unknowingly mostly, because now आज के ज़माने में कौन हिस्ट्री का मतलब ये एक्सपीरियंस किया नहीं जानते, लेकिन अंदर है, मम्मी पापा और ग्रैंडफादर ग्रैंडमदर को देख के मतलब ये बह गया है अंदर। तो I think this can play a big role in Korean world culture.
And do you also think Korean war से भी उसका कुछ रिलेशन है, because
नॉर्थ कोरिया के साथ?
नॉर्थ
कोरिया के साथ, आई मीन कोरिया में मिलिट्री कंपलसरी है, और the biggest reason is North Korea. मतलब North Korea के साथ अभी भी war में, मतलब it's on pause.
Yeah.
People think that the war is over, but क्या कर, it's not. अभी भी चालू है actually. कभी भी war start हो सकता है होने की. तो इस कारण से है, लेकिन that I think doesn't affect the working culture more. It's more about the military.
And I think we are moving towards geopolitical sides of
Yeah, that's
अभी का
वो expert वाला.
बहुत ही-
Yeah, I
exactly बहुत ही different scenario चल रहा है South China Sea में, but we'll not touch that. Coming back to your journey, what do you see lies in future for you?
So I'll be making content. I'll be sharing my stories, my life story. I haven't lost path. अभी भी हम वही चेस कर रहे हैं. म्यूजिक में प्रोफेशनल करियर बनाना है, तो पहले तो गाना अच्छा गाना पड़ेगा. मतलब म्यूजिशियन बनने के लिए गाना पहले तो अच्छा गाना पड़ेगा, तो उसके लिए प्रैक्टिस मेरा चलते रहता है. तो उससे रिलेटेड जर्नी और प्रैक्टिस के साथ साथ पीपल से लोग कहते हैं यू आर नेवर प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर एनीथिंग. लाइक अगर आप सोचोगे कि किसी चीज में 100% प्रिपेयर होके ही कदम बढ़ाएंगे तो कभी कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा. और ये मेरे दिमाग में पहले था कि हमेशा हम अच्छा करना चाहते थे ना लोगों के सामने. आई वांटेड टू प्रेजेंट माई सेल्फ द बेस्ट, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई जस्ट कुडंट डू एनीथिंग. लाइक आई एम ऑलवेज लाइक आई नीड टू प्रिपेयर मोर, आई नीड टू डू मोर. तो उसके कारण कुछ कर नहीं पाते थे. So as I'm preparing to become a professional singer, as I am, practicing and meeting other musicians, that as I'm preparing, I'm also putting myself on YouTube and things like that. So वो सब content रहेगी. मतलब अपने जर्नी का vlog कहते हैं ना लोग, vlog, documenting my journey, वो रहेगी. और साथ साथ musicians के साथ भी हम collaborate करना चाहते हैं और original songs बनाना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि हमेशा cover नहीं कर सकते हमेशा के लिए. I want to actually become a singer. So अपना composition भी करने का सीखना पड़ेगा. और साथ में जो लोग people who already are in that field, I can meet them and use their expertise to produce good music. So that's something lies ahead, and I'm extremely excited about that. And if I can do it, you can do it. Like anyone who's watching can do it. That's what I want to show through my videos. So yeah, excited.
That's an amazing thought, Charlie, and thank you so much. Good luck to you. I'm pretty sure you'll achieve a lot of greatness in future, and thanks for doing this. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.